the Duffer Brothers saying like, "Oh, there was a big mystery thing that hasn't been seen or no one can reveal yet, no one has mentioned yet in it," and you like, "What?" So you're like, "What?"
I forgot
And
all
now,
about that.
right, and like you're like, "What?" And but then what happens next, Rashad and Nadia? What they say? There's rumors going around that there is a secret ninth episode
Please, for the love of
that is
Christ.
supposed to
No,
drop
Don't,
like
yo,
what?
no.
don't do
Let
that.
me.
Don't do that. It was us, Rashad, Antonio, cousin Nadia. The Upon Further Review, man. We're here to talk about the last few episodes of Stranger Things. All spoilers, man. You know, we definitely got to talk about a thing to talk about a thing. This show for me, um, it was very interesting watching Stranger Things, and we all have thoughts. I think I'm gonna go to the most positive thoughts of this, and it's Nadia.
Wow, that's so crazy that you would think that. Yes, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Stranger Things. I don't know. Well, Rashad, I know you didn't go to the movies. Tony, was you able to go to the movies to see the finale?
No, I didn't. I did. I for real. I found out actually today. Today is January 6th, Happy Insurrection Day. I found out
Happy birthday
today.
to my godson. Well, more importantly,
I'm sorry. That's wild as hell to say. I found out today at work that it was in the theaters. I was like, oh, I
no.
had no idea it was in the
Oh
theater.
my goodness. So let me paint the picture for you guys. Let me paint the picture.
Happy
So
Insurrection Day.
I may have said that this morning, and then I say happy birthday, Sharif, immediately after, because it's
And
more important. He was more important, his
Yeah,
birth.
shout out Sharif.
Sharif.
Yes. But so V and Jamal had been saying, "Oh, it's coming out in the theaters," and I was like, "No, it's not. I ain't seen that nowhere." Literally 2 days after they said that it was coming out on theaters, saw it online. I was like, "I gotta get tickets." Charlotte sold out most of the theaters, unless you wanted to sit in the differently abled seats. I'm not Professor X. I don't have those accessibility issues. So I said it's gonna be a no for me, dog. So we ended up going to Hickory, got
This
to the
episode is
theater,
starting off wild as hell.
because I don't like to take up those seats in places. Some people
Right,
don't have no qualms. I'm like, no, because if somebody comes, like, it's for them, it's not for
right,
you.
right.
So we get to Hickory, theater packed, packed. Everybody got on their little Stranger Things paraphernalia, got on their
Oh
I
wow.
loved it. I loved it. Packed, packed. The problem is the reason it was packed is because there was no direction. So if you got a ticket, it was not a real ticket. It was a concession thing where you like could get concessions for free instead of it being either way. Everybody was trying to get popcorn, chips, and cookies and stuff. So eventually they made an announcement like, "Hey, go to this theater outside. Just outside of the initial, just seeing how packed it was in there. Beautiful to
Uh-huh.
be able to experience it with a theater full of other people, which may have also colored my experience a little bit more because I live and die by the cinema. I love it. Everybody's crying together, who's laughing together, we're all getting upset together. I enjoyed the finale. And then when I watched it with my mom, I still enjoyed it. So I think they ended on a great note. I know y'all wanted everybody to die. And you know what? I was reminded that this show was, it wasn't about the deaths. It's about the friends we made along the way. It's about the emotional punches. And they beat me up in the finale. Lord, that finale will tear me up. And I'm a crier anyway. So
Okay.
I was like, I do wish I could have seen it in a theater with more people that look like me. I feel
Amen.
like that would have been funny.
Hey yo, that would have been hilarious. That would have been
But unfortunately,
hilarious.
all of my kind of folks had sold it out in Charlotte. So I went to Hickory, and if anybody is familiar with the demographics of Hickory, then you know what I'm talking about. They was like, because I'm
Newport
a
News,
talk.
Newport News to Yorktown, Rashad. That's what that is.
But yes, enjoy the last 4 episodes, and for everybody that had so much to say about, I feel like Suge Knight. For everybody had so much to say about episode 7 and how it wasn't this and it wasn't that. Was the series done? Was it over? Or did we have 2 more hours of television? Right. Just I'm sure we're going to touch on episode 7, but yes, I enjoyed the final half. I'm sad Stranger Things is over. I hope they got the animated series coming out. I do hope they do like something in 10 years, 10, 15 years. Run it back. Run it back.
Is it over?
Because I believe.
Let's say,
All
is
right.
it over?
What
We'll
you
get
think,
to
Sony?
that. Okay, so for me, I enjoyed it for the most part. I enjoyed it for the most part, no lie. there was emotional stuff in the movie. In the movie, the 2 hour movie, the second half was the Christmas Day episodes. In my opinion, too many people complained about those episodes. I felt those episodes were like glue episodes for things, and of course, we know the people that had a problem with the biggest, not even the biggest reveal, but the baby we knew, segment of it. But I think people really weren't understanding what was happening with that. No, it wasn't that Vecna was going to be like, ha ha ha, Will's gay, y'all, or whatever like that. People were like, yeah, Will is gay. What do you think about that type thing? And Will explained it perfectly, and I just don't understand why
So funny.
people. I'm just saying, I really don't understand why people didn't understand that. He sat there and said, when I got recaptured and he was in my mind, he found out everything about me even more. And he showed me visions of, if I told y'all this, y'all were going to abandon me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all were going to turn your backs on me. Y'all were going to abandon me, and I was going to be alone. And for him to come out of the closet and tell these people this, it was him doing it to find out for sure what it was. And for him basically taking power from Vecna that he had over, you know what I'm saying, that he felt Vecna had over him. And it was funny at first because Mike was like, what? But it's like,
No,
really? You
gay and
were?
gay and
Yeah, like what or whatever. But it's funny because after those episodes, I sent Rashad a video from what like season 3 or something like
Oh
season
yeah, 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 you
it was in
did.
season 3 when Will was jealous of the relationship that Mike and Eleven had, and Mike said, "Hey man, it ain't my fault you don't like girls or whatever." And it,
he did say
Girl,
that.
you don't like girls like us.
yeah,
That's
you
what he
don't like
said.
girl. Yeah, he said it ain't our fault you don't like girls like us. Mike kind of knew, I think people kind of knew, and when they, and it was that reassurance that Will needed, and Will basically was like, "Yo, what's about to happen next? If he tries to pull that on me, you can be like, yo, F you. My team got my back, babe. My team got my back. You ain't got to worry about this." So a lot of people are like, "Oh, what is him telling her the gay for? Is good." I'm like, come on, man. Y'all are looking at it on just the surface level and not really understanding and seeing what he said. He explained it perfectly. And your mind, as Ghetto's boy said, your mind plays tricks on you. And telling somebody something that is a secret or something that's pimped up inside you can really hurt. I mean, hey, think about it as you as a guy or a girl or whatever, and you have a crush on somebody, and but you're cool with this person, but you don't know if that's going to change the dynamic of y'all friendship or whatever. If you tell this person how much you care about them, like, yo, I don't want to be your friend no more. Do you like me? Yes or
So
no?
no.
Yes or no? Maybe type thing or whatever. That's what I equated that to. But other than that, I like the 3 Christmas Day episodes for what they were. They were glue episodes. Every episode in a series is not, or a season, are not supposed to be knock them out the park. You're not going to have any issues or whatever like that. When we get to the movie, like I said, I liked it. I liked it for what it was. Cool. Are there some plot holes that are still open? Yeah, kind of. There are some plot holes that are still open, and but I think it was a nice little. I think it was a nice, basically, send off of the show. Shout out to. Am I frozen?
A
Oh no,
little bit. Just keep
a
on
little bit.
talking.
Okay. And shout
Okay.
out to them putting one of my favorite artists in this, Prince. Um, for those that didn't know, because of Stranger Things, streaming for Prince music went up 190%.
Wow.
That's
Also,
crazy.
Purple Rain, if I'm not mistaken, that's just that one song, went up 200 and something percent. But the Prince catalog, and I just love the fact that you have a new demographic and a new age range of people who are learning about the greatness of one Prince Rogers Nelson or whatnot. So I was cool with it, and I think I'm gonna tell you the part that really got to me. It wasn't when Will and Elle was having their moment in the wet floor dimension. It was at it was at the end when they were playing, like at the end the show ended where it began, them playing
Mm.
Dungeons and Dragons. And when they were leaving, after Will told his story of his what he thinks happened and stuff like that, and they all put their dungeon master books up, I looked at that as them saying, for them, not the characters, but as the actors saying
Hmm.
goodbye to their childhood, because their childhood was making 10 years, last 10 years was making this movie. And it really hit me at the part when Lucas did it, because he put his book up and he touched that book like, damn, that's
That
it.
boy were crying for real.
Yeah, he
Well,
was
they
like
all were
crying for
crying for
real.
real. That was the
So
last scene they filmed.
yeah. So was it perfect? No, it wasn't perfect. But was it a nice ending to it? Yes. Or maybe. Rashad.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, okay, so chapter 5, Shot Jock, Escape from Camazotz, The Bridge, and then, of course, The Right Side Up.
Mm-hmm.
I had like two major takeaways from this whole series,
Mm-hmm.
especially the finale. The first one is I didn't know y'all took Stranger Things this serious because the discourse around this after this was over was absolutely ridiculous. Okay. This is essentially a kid series about some kid shenanigans, as Nadi would say, and they were shenanigans the whole time.
You
That's all
shenan
this
once, you shenan again.
shenanigan. And that's all it was to me. So like this is one of them
Uh,
series that I just watched for, it's just for the enjoyment. I
yeah.
wasn't theorizing, I wasn't theory crafting, I wasn't trying to find like deeper lore because the show, the way it's constructed, really doesn't want you to do that. And I'll explain that in a second. And number two is this show, and we said this before, it's ain't this is only an homage to the 80s. Because if this was real 80s, bodies on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like kids would have been dying.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the 80s, kids, they killed kids and they had no reservations about it.
Mm-hmm.
You can go back and watch almost any like coming of age story or like horror adjacent with adolescents and teens in it. Everybody didn't survive.
Hey, I got one.
So
Stand by me.
that's what I was about to
Uh,
say.
but that's a Steve. Can we use Stephen King? Can we ever
They
use
went
him?
to go look for a dead body, and it wasn't like when they found it, you see just the legs and the shoe. No, you saw dead ass Ray Brower. You saw his corpse.
So a
Yeah, I did it,
whole
Nadia. I saw
dead
it.
body.
Right.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like we like I appreciate because a lot of people have been giving like the Duffers like a lot of grief and some of it rightly so.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to some of just they yo there's an egregious amount of tell not show. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Oh my God,
and
yes.
and going back to what I was saying before, the main thing of the Tell Not show was all the stuff with that happened during the play
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and that they kind of skated around on the last two episodes. Because think about it, if they didn't show any of that stuff from that memory when it, with Vecna or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
with young Vecna killing the dude and all that and
Mm-hmm.
the I don't know where the hell he was, what I'm saying, like wherever he was in the desert.
Yeah.
And he
Hey,
was a little
send you
trap
after
door.
me.
Yeah, your man was like he was like prospecting for gold or something. I don't know where he
About
was.
to say, I will give an explanation if y'all will, because I
Yeah,
did the
yeah,
deep
yeah. I don't
dive.
even see, and that's the problem. And that's the problem. I shouldn't need an explanation. The
Right.
show should have either done one or two
Yeah.
things: explain that shit in the show, or
Mm-hmm.
let us see the play on Netflix.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
there's a prequel. See, but I'm hoping they're
But
gonna
that's not.
follow
But
up with a pre.
see, that's not even
I'm
the
hoping.
point, though. It would have
I'm
made it
hoping.
gave us a lot of clarity as to
Right.
why we
Mhm.
went back to that other memory. That's like right after that. There's like the little
Mhm.
tunnel, like
Mhm.
Scooby Doo mystery. Then he goes into the 50s.
Oh yeah.
with them being at the
Yeah.
school. So
With
we would have
Joyce and all
known
them.
why we were there. I pieced it together watching videos and stuff, but I
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have to do that because
Yeah.
the show should tell me what's important. So that whole it's just think about it. Say like you're not in the know, right? You know, you
Mhm.
just watching the show for the show. That entire section of the season makes very little sense to you.
Yeah.
And that's the problem I had with that, with a lot of the latter part. There was a lot of telling, not showing. They could have
Mm-hmm.
easily shown that because we went back to the memory on the last episode and just skedaddled through, and that was it.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
like so I was like, yo, maybe you're gonna tell us about, Hopper and Joyce and what I'm saying, the buyers, everybody was in college, like why they was hating on on teenage Vecna and made
Yeah.
fun of him and his sister that died and all that stuff. Like
Mhm.
they didn't touch on none of that. So to me, having it as doing a prequel kind of it's okay. Because I was like, I didn't know y'all was treating Stranger Things like Star Wars. And the fact that they're gonna do a prequel, then maybe do another prequel, is getting very Star Wars like. And I don't know if the Stranger Things fandom really wants to go down that murky road.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, the murky waters of having that type of retroactive continuity when it comes to lore. Because we already had a bunch of little small dates and things that don't match up and stuff. It's just gonna get it's gonna get more problematic in
Yeah.
regards to lore because the people are gonna be very dogmatic about it when it comes to like Star Wars people, it's the law. And they get pissed off if something is
Yeah.
wrong. Anything's out
Yeah.
of continuity. They crying on Reddit and in YouTube comment sections like little babies. So
Well, they
imagine
already there
that.
with Stranger Things.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's gonna be
Yeah.
even worse.
Because
So that's the kind of the slippery slope, so to say, when it comes to that. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
one thing I will say that I was a little confused about is this. If Henry Creel, Vecna, is like the same age as Joyce and them, and is like, in that kind of, how come Joyce and them never be like, oh, I remember that weird, creepy kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was never no mention of Harper saying, oh, I remember Henry Creel, because, and like, it won't like they didn't use his name. They did at some points use it. They called him Vecna the most, but they did mention his name and stuff too. Especially Walk 'em Down Nancy. Walk 'em Down Nancy, when she had that flashback and everything with them and saw that she's like Henry Creel and stuff like that. And the name was said around people who were of
There.
Henry's age and were there. And I was like, why didn't no one mention anything about it? Like Joyce be like, yeah, that creepy kid that we all thought was weird.
I mean,
Don't know.
you talking about Henry
Hen-
Krill? That always
Henry
walked
Creel.
around like he was the
Was
milkman wearing all white? Him?
well,
That
see, that's the
Henry?
thing. So if we go back to season, is it two, three, three, four, four?
Yeah.
He was supposed to have died. As remember, Dr.
Yeah.
Brenner took him. So
Yeah.
that's so was wondering if that was like per the Duffers.
Uh-huh.
Apparently Joyce and them figured this, like they connected it off screen or whatever. Like it was just
Uh-huh.
like that, which I understand that being a plot hole for
Yeah.
some folks, but apparently they connected it like later on because for all intents and purposes he died, but in reality he
Yeah.
got kidnapped and Dr. Brenner did whatever. My issue was him going from as a pic. I didn't like that they used the little boy with the big blue eyeballs when he was getting a tattoo as 001. He wasn't the
Oh
same
yeah.
age as he would have been because he got taken older than
That's
that.
a good point. Yeah.
And I was like that. I was like, that don't really match up. But I'm
Right.
suspending disbelief. I'm gonna go ahead and let it go.
Yeah.
You're
But
not even
yeah,
suspending disbelief. You just suspending. We just in suspension at
logic.
this point.
Reality. Logic and
We just in suspension.
reality.
We just,
And,
just
OSS, you know what I'm
in suspension.
saying? Out of
and,
school.
and like another thing that kind of with me too as well was there are some characters that we don't know what the hell ever happened to them. We don't
Is
know
it
what.
Vicky? Because I was looking for. That's the only one I looked for. I'm not gonna hold you. I
Oh,
looked for Vicky.
so we let me get to that real quick. Some characters. I ain't talking about Vicky now. I'm talking about people that came previous seasons that had a. Where the hell is Susie at? Where's Dustin's
Where
girl
is
at?
Susie?
Where's the she helped them
Mm.
with a special binary code or whatever they need. Like that was a big thing. I would think at some point Susie would come back. If I get it, she's in what, Denver, Utah, wherever the hell she's at. But I thought maybe at some point Susie would pop back up. There was no ever mention of Susie. Nigga, we got a whole fucking music. We got a music selection from the never ending story. Ah, we got all of that. We never heard anything else. What happened to Surfer Pizza Boy?
Now that I was about to girl you. Argyle is
Remember the Surfer Pizza Boy that drove with them across country?
Argyle went
Uh-huh.
back to California and we hear that they're from Argyle.
Right.
And
You
have you seen
know.
the actor that plays him?
No, I haven't. No. Exactly. Like,
I don't know whether or not they. I don't even know if they
like,
want to bring my boy back.
right. Is that like what happened to him? And then when we get into the movie thing, like, okay, we see Vicky go
Yeah.
get something out the machine when Max had her little
Vecna
thing.
had got her tail.
It got captured. We ain't see Vicky no more.
After Elle unalived herself, you
Yeah,
see
we
Vicky in the
never
shower
saw
with
Vicky.
Max.
It's like, so is Mickey and Robin still together or whatever? You know, she was like, only thing she mentioned was, oh, I have having an overbearing significant other type thing. You know, that's
Yeah.
about it or whatever. And then even with you know, our girl, you know, she really won't. Our girl Erica got sidelined after the beginning of the episode. You know what I'm saying? After the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And even with their teacher, I can't think of his name for nothing right now.
Oh, Mr. Clark.
Mr. Clark, you know,
He went to
like
graduation.
you at the
Yo,
graduation and stuff like.
Mr. Clark, yo. He done crack every girl in Hawkins show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Clark, that
So
man.
walking down Willow, crack him down Clark.
Crack
You know
him
what I'm
down,
saying?
Clark.
I was like, yo, how he get with the only Asian girl in the whole city?
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
where did she come from?
Wipe me down.
You.
You know, so yeah, like those are little things that kind of like had me like, huh, or whatever. But huh,
It's crazy.
huh. All right, but you know what? Hey, it's
Yeah.
a show. This and I think, like I said, like Rashad said, for people of me and Rashad's age, you know what I'm saying, we are in our mid-40s and we are children of the 80s. And this was like an homage to them. And then two of the Duffer brothers saying, like, oh, there was a big mystery thing that hasn't been seen or no one can reveal yet. No one has mentioned yet in it. And you like, what? So you're like, what?
I forgot
And
all
now,
about that.
right. And like, you're like, what? And but then what happens next, Rashad and Nadia? What they say? There's rumors going around that there is a secret ninth episode
Please, for the love of
that is
Christ.
supposed to
No.
drop like what?
No.
Don't do
Let
that.
me
Don't do that. Don't do that.
let me
That,
tell you something. There is
right.
not you. Let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
something. And America. Let me look in America. Stop
America.
it. And this is like so.
America.
I think you mentioned this at the beginning. The
uh,
theorizing. There was, and that's what pissed me off with 7
yeah.
into episode 8. If we don't let the people that's doing the thing do their thing and stop being mad when they don't do the thing we wanted them to do, if you America, if you want to write your own Stranger Things, maybe you can go the 50 Shades of Grey route they did with Twilight. Do your third fizzle. Now's the time to become a writer, baby. But stop trying to make them come up with all this stuff. You can't satisfy everybody.
Hey, but what if?
Tony, I just made a
She gonna
declaration. I'm
punch
gonna
me.
have
I'm
no. I'm gonna
punch you
get the
through the
Duffers. I'm gonna get the Duffers.
Yeah, just
Like,
think about it. I'm not. Listen, I don't think it should. You know,
I'm gonna clear the table.
but just imagine you sitting there, and then come next week after next thing you know, there's like Netflix pops up and it's like Stranger Things, season 5, episode 9. I would be like, I beg your effing pardon.
No,
Be so bad.
because you know why I would be so mad?
Why?
Not the fact that they try to pull some shenanigans,
Uh-huh.
but the fact that the move.
Look at your
Okay,
face.
Nadia. I'm so glad that I did not see this in the movies because them niggas killed the Mindflayer at like the 45-minute mark. Everything
Yeah,
Said
else
that.
was the slowest
that was
wrap up I've ever seen in my
the
life.
slowest
I
30
admit I
30
did look
minute
to
wrap
V.
up I've ever
It
seen.
was
I turned
no,
to
it
V
was
and
like
I
almost like an
said,
hour.
yeah,
I,
I said it's still an hour left. And
I'm
she was
like,
like,
bro, like, I was at the house, like, I was scrubbing through because I don't give a damn about niggas graduating high school. I said, nah, yo, this it's gotta be it's gotta be more
Shot
than
like,
this.
why these
you
niggas
know,
ain't dead? Shot is
I'm like, did
like,
somebody die here? Nah, man. They just talking on a rooftop and it's 18 months later. And
well,
so
here we go.
speaking
it
of,
that
like,
got me.
that didn't get me. The fact
No,
that
Got me.
everybody's like so well adjusted and cool, and the only person who's being real about this is daggone Will.
mm-hmm.
He's the only person who's actually saying, "Look, man, I'm struggling. I'm using my pain. I'm gonna be a writer now.
Hmm.
I'm making my own fan fiction about my
Oh,
own life.
you mean John,
Mike,
My,
Jonathan? You
my,
mean
um,
Jonathan?
yeah, my
he
bad.
talking about,
Whatever
you
that
talking about
bastard name
Mike.
is.
No, you
Mike, my
talking about
bad,
John?
Mike.
Wait,
Mike,
which
my
one you
bad,
talking?
Mike. I
He
was
talking
talking
about Mike
about
turned into a writer. Jonathan actually got a happy ending. You
Mike
know, he got
Will,
to
my
go to
bad, my
NYU.
bad.
My boy been
Yeah.
trying to
Oh,
go to NYU his whole
yeah.
life.
Oh yeah,
Right.
to be a raggedy filmmaker. Anyway,
Oh
the
my God.
So
I'll
immaculate.
make movies now with your little high 8 millimeter camera. Shut
Did you see
up.
Hopper? Hopper was like, we don't need diffusion. It's not the Godfather. I was
That
so
that that made me laugh. That
I
really
ah,
made
cracked
me
up.
laugh. I laughed at
I
that.
cracked up.
That was funny. Just being, having to do photography and stuff, and
he's
yeah,
sick of it.
that I
Like
was
Jonathan,
weak.
if you don't cut your avant-garde ass out of here, boy.
Yeah, yeah,
Hopper was
yeah,
like, you don't
yeah,
spit this.
yeah. Nigga, you
Hopper
think you
don't do it.
Scorsese? Get
He
out of
did.
my face. Like I said, yo, that was a good little
Yeah,
meta joke there. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
but no, seriously. Our boy Mike. Our
He's
boy
going
Mike.
through it.
Because Will still getting rejected at the gay bar. So anyway, the
Oh my God. Wow. That was his friend.
nah, yo, that's you see the other dude in the background looking at him like this is a weirdo. And then his friend came up. You know what I'm saying? They want you to think that that's his boyfriend. That's just his homeboy. You know what I'm saying? He getting friend zoned by everybody. That's
They
how I
probably go to
feel.
the bars. They
Anyway,
probably pick up the girls together. It's
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
Will.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
Will
yeah.
apologist. I'm a Will
Yeah,
apologist
you
because
can
Noah Schnapp is a
apologize for him
Libra.
because that bastard
Hmm.
cried so much this last 4 episodes. Good God,
Rashadi,
yo,
you
he was
he
My favorite is
crying.
still in the car with that bowl cut.
I'm so gay.
you know what
Oh.
you know what blew me though is because like on his character thing it says he's soft and empathetic and whoop, 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 or whatever, and I was like, I hate that that they made him cry to show that softness. Just generally, like that's why they would say Will
Yeah,
is the heart, Will is the like the emotional heartbeat because he's just a kind person. Like even at
yeah.
the end when he was trying to, he was like
Give a shot.
Henry's like he was like. He was like, you didn't basically like you didn't have to do this. They did this to you. Now, shout out to Jamie Campbell Bower, my boy East
Here we
Down.
go.
I'm
Here we
talking
go.
about Sweeney Todd. I'm talking about Mortal Instruments because I love me some Jace. I'm talking about Twilight. Love me some Jamie Campbell Bower. My boy eats down. In fact, Jamie Campbell Bower, if you see this, come on, I love you. But he was like, I didn't choose this. What you don't understand is this is what I wanted to do. And you did because you killed that man with that rock. You ain't had no hesitation. He did shoot you in your hand though, so I was with it. You can't punch me in the face and tell me not to shoot you. I don't know,
Go ahead,
And
but
that's
Rashad. Go ahead, Rashad.
and I'm glad that they did
Yeah,
that
I
yeah.
loved it.
because if they would have made two
Sympathetic.
white dudes sympathetic at the end, I'd have been pissed off. You know who the first one is, right? Yeah, Max Race's brother. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, his dad was beating him down,
Rashadi, please don't piss me off.
and they ain't got no mama. Nah,
I don't care. That doesn't mean you have to be
I
in
don't
butthole to
care either.
everybody.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so the fact that they was like, yeah, your
So
boys, the boys evil incarnate. Thank you
Period.
for see. That's a very 80s thing
I
to
thought
do.
about you, Rashad, on that because you brought it up when we talked about this.
Don't redeem them.
You said, "Don't make that bastard redeemable. Make him evil or whatever." And
Mhm.
they, because when they was about to do this, I said, "Oh
I
I
was
said
like, they,
Rashad is gonna go off on this thing on this day.
I
I was
thought the
like,
same
he is
thing.
about to snap when we do this review. And then he was like, no, I knew what I was doing.
My boy,
He
that,
said,
Jamie,
we are one in the same. He
he's me,
Mindflayer needs
him, me.
me, and I need him. And I said, oh,
We're locked in for life, baby.
yeah,
I said, let's go,
yeah,
Jamie Campbell acting with your eyeballs.
yeah,
I loved it.
yeah.
yeah.
What was his name again? His government name?
Henry
Jamie
Creel.
Campbell
Yeah,
Power. Oh,
yeah. No,
I'm
no,
over
no.
here.
Calm down, there. I mean, calm down, Nada. I called you Nia.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's me
Henry
calling everybody
Creel.
by their actual names.
Yeah,
Henry
I don't know
Creel.
what's your name anymore.
Henry Krill said, "He is I and I and
I am
him, slim with
chicken,
a
chicken,
tilted grin." What's my
chicken,
name?
chicken,
For real,
chicken.
man. Like, so that was one of the things I was like, good. Like, because again, that is an 80s trope. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, I mean, it's not even 80s, it's just an 80s thing where like and 90s too. Like, we didn't start making evil redeemable to like the early 2010s, late
Hmm.
2000s. You know, because then we had to because you know it's just societal because everything is starting to become more complex. People are
Yeah.
starting to be reasoning and think about the feelings, and you know, niggas is going to therapy now. So there has to be a better way to tell a story than just saying, "Oh, he bad, he good, they fight." You know, so we, you know, of course, evolved to this point. But if you're doing the '80s homage, the evil got to be evil. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Speaking of the um the upside down and the wormhole
Hmm.
and the
The abyss.
abyss
Uh-huh.
Mm.
was such a great idea. Like just conceptually, making that
Yes.
thing basically an Einstein-Rosen bridge
Hmm.
and them bringing the world down to them to then cut off the middle so they can keep the two worlds separate. I loved how
Cut out the
when they was
middleman.
doing their plan, that shit was working so badly for them.
Yes. It's not even. Stop.
Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Lil Caleb for calling out, like, hey, y'all, I don't know if y'all was watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
I I want to say one thing too, real quick. Uh, you know who Henry Creel, aka Vecna, what Henry Creel was when he was giving that speech about, what I'm saying, I wanted. He was Bishop from Juice.
He was. Yeah, he
I
caught him at the
just don't.
locker.
I just don't give a. He's Bishop from Juice. Like he was like, no, yeah, no. I meant everything I did. I ain't had no problem with it or whatever. But yeah, so I just hate this because I just like it does make me think about it real quick because he really because like I said, I when because he I was like, Lord, please don't make this dude redeemable. I said this episode we gonna do is gonna be hard. Rashad is gonna be just going off the entire time about this. And then when they at the Iverson crossover and he sat there saying it, and Will was like, oh, he was so hurt that it didn't work. Like, hey man, dude is evil, man. A little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like give people the credit they deserve for being horrible, nasty, evil bastards. That's my motto for real.
How do we feel about the mind flayer as a thing? Because the mind flayer is like some sort of otherworldly evil entity. And I guess they're going to be exploring that more, supposedly via the whole thing with the Rock. Okay, another thing I don't like the this is when you know that you, even though you said earlier, Nadia, that you gotta let the creators do their thing, and I 100% agree with that notion because I really do believe that. I was kind of defending it like a little bit like online. However, when you have to explain so many things after the fact,
Yeah.
it's a problem because you know they're doing interviews, of course, after the series interviews, probably
Hmm.
crap that they had canned for, you know what I'm saying, since the end of whenever. and everybody who had their screeners I get to ask them questions after they
There's also
finished.
a documentary out now about the show. I think on Netflix they dropping like a behind the scenes of the final
Hmm.
season and stuff like that. Where
And
Shot
anyway, like the fact that they gotta explain so much stuff about like decisions and reasons because it just wasn't like it wasn't made really clear.
Hmm.
And I think and that's really that's a bad approach. So again, I'm not a writer. I don't write screenplays and scripts and stuff. So there's a lot of respect I get to people who do that. There is a person who is a writer, Gina Ippolito, Tony, friend of the pod, Gina
oh,
Ippolito, that works on New Rock Stars all the time. And
okay.
yeah, she followed us on Threads. Yo, you talking about somebody going in?
Oh, really?
She lambasted the Duffer Brothers.
Oh,
Basically
wow.
said like their writing was lazy. They had all this money, and you can tell that they didn't let nobody else write on the show. There was no writer's room. A lot of these things they had issues and troubles with could have been dealt with if they had other people, other voices to say, hey, this doesn't match the lore you already created, and would have had some checks and balances, which I really understand, you know. But the Duffer Brothers said, you know who writing this? We is.
We
Nobody else.
we this this be
And
us.
yeah, and you can tell because they say, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna write this. We're gonna get some big name directors. They had Sean Levy. They had oh my god, who else they have? Some other person who directed like stuff from the 80s, like you know, this type of genre stuff. So they said we're gonna get them, and some of that stuff just doesn't like again, since y'all treating Stranger Things like Star Wars, people gonna start nitpicking every little
Mhm.
thing, and
And and people
that's
are
a
doing it
writing thing.
already. It's the cult
Yes.
following that they're already doing that, and people are pick. Listen, man, that's the gift and the curse, yo, of having a great show or having
Hmm.
a great product.
Great
I
point.
mean, I mean, look at me and Rashad's baby. Like me and Rashad, we love Star Wars, but look at our other big baby, Game of Thrones,
Hmm.
and after people really started kind of like getting down on the show about what season, Rashad? Would you say five, 4, 5, or whatever?
Six,
Six. Okay, six. Yeah, and then we had the final season was seven,
eight,
8, 7, 8. So those last two seasons, people were kind of like seven. They kind of like, okay, let's see what happens here. Season 8, people really, really, really destroyed it, and what what happened to D&D don't happen to the Duffer Brothers. But D&D, what they did was get super lazy. And when Disney came with that contract and said, hey, we want y'all to do a Star Wars movie, and they basically kind of rushed the entire last season of Game of Thrones together, which was supposed to be a 10 episode. They compacted and rushed it, and we got what we got. And it was such a backlash. Disney said, never mind, go in grace. And what it they said go in grace. And then what did D&D do? Rebel Moon. I rest my case. Rebel Moon was horrible.
they wrote Rebel Moon.
Yes, that was them.
Hold up, they wrote Rebel Moon for Zack Snyder.
Hold on. Am I tripping? Maybe it wasn't. No, it wasn't them. It wasn't that. It was another sorry.
I was about to say,
Take
yo,
that back.
good God,
I
because I
take
remember
that back.
I
That was
remember
another.
they
Yeah.
when we say D&D, we mean Dan and Dave, not like Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons.
Yeah.
The so remember they were going to do a show on HBO called it was based like a show like it's called like based like what the South won the Civil War.
Yeah, yeah, that's when we were like at first, relax, niggas.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it was
yeah.
like.
Like
Niggas were
y'all,
like,
y'all. I said,
do you
hey
remember
man,
that,
y'all,
Dottie? Do you
yeah,
remember that? Yeah,
yeah,
Yes.
I was
And
like,
it
yeah.
never happened. So great.
Nah, nah, it didn't happen. But like, put it like
Nah.
this. But if it was now, they could have definitely could have it'd have been greenlit now in Trump's
oh,
America.
definitely.
So yeah, but I feel you on that when it comes to like, the fandoms and people reacting negatively towards just the whole lore of it all.
Three
So,
body problem. Sorry, that was what they did.
oh, they did that.
Three body problem.
But
Yeah,
people's loving that though. I never watched it.
I never did either, but some
Did you
people.
watch it, Nadia?
I think it's on one of my watch lists. You know, I like to watch stuff after the fact.
Yeah,
But that's like it's been up like 2 years now.
It's after. I didn't watch Game of Thrones
Is
when it was like live. Just
hella
so
after.
like I didn't watch Game of Thrones for a good little minute until after it concluded. But you know what? Having done the watch after everybody, after all of the hype around it, and I don't necessarily feel like this about Stranger Things, and I think there was a lot of hype behind Stranger Things similar to Game of Thrones. Like legit, when you got to the series finale of Game of Thrones, it did suck. Like it looked like I was not too like I wasn't that far anyway. I was like, it's okay. Like it was like, dang, this is crazy. I don't feel like that about Stranger Things. Like while even with all the
I,
the
I
issues
can.
that it has, I'm like, I'm not upset with the ending. I was like, oh, hey, this is nice. Got me in my chest. You played Prince, couldn't afford Michael, I guess. I don't know. Um, it's crazy because you in Indiana, Gary, right? I don't know where Gary is in relation to Hawkins, but that's one of my problems with it. No, Michael, you just gonna play Rock and Robin? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Duffus. But
I ain't even think about that.
That's a good point. 80s and there was no Michael. Ooh.
you played 60s, 70s era Michael when he was still with the Jackson 5.
They could at
Yeah.
least play like Thriller.
Bruh. We're in Indiana.
Maybe Thriller was too
And
on the
they did
nose.
season two, did start off, it was Halloween night or something. Remember they were dressed as the Ghostbusters and stuff. They could have done that. I'm gonna tell you another thing that irks me. This is just near and dear to my heart. We never found out the significance of November 6th. As I told y'all before, November 6th is my birthday. And
We
Yeah.
November 6th is
didn't.
my birthday, and that's what also kind of drew me into this. And like Lucas kept saying November 6th, November 6th, November 6th. It's almost November 6th. Tomorrow's November 6th when all this started. What is the significance? Don't. For me, when it comes to movies and shows, when you give me specific dates or days, I need to know why that's specific in certain things. And a lot of times you do get that. But for this one right here, there was no type of, you know, no type of explanation on why, what I'm saying, that day held so much weight or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Other than him getting it, I think did Henry Creel get abducted or the murder that he committed happened on that day? I'm trying to think that happened in the play. And I do agree with you
That
that
goes
it
back
was
to what
never
Rashad
yeah
said.
that was it was not sussed out. I do agree with
Yeah.
that, and that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
and then my other like, well, to your point or whatever, and I guess to both of our points, what I'm hoping they do a prequel for it or whatever. Why would y'all license a stage play as a prequel but not do it where it could be widely distributed? Also, because there are like books that go along with this, so there's like all this other stuff, which is
Right.
cool. Well,
Right.
I do a little audiobook.
Yeah.
But it would have made sense to, like I said, there's definitely some things that should have been sussed out, I think, more in there. I was like, I'm just gonna be here for vibes wise. You got
That's
me.
it.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be very honest. That's the only reason I was ever here was for vibes.
Yeah.
Like this is only a feel good show to me
Mm-hmm.
when I feel like we sort of so for lack of a better phrase lost the plot when we started adding all these rigmarole and minutia into the mix. And
Mm.
the thing is like I understand why. I get why, but they had ways to curtail and go around it to fix even the problems that they made in season 3 and season 4. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? They could have easily rectified those, but they chose not to have any other voices.
But
And this is
that goes back to the show was supposed to end at
After
season
season
three.
one. Oh, see, I went back further because I feel like
Mm.
you look at season three. I feel like even though I love season three, I thought it was like
Uh
a very summary type of deal.
yeah.
It that does make sense that it would have.
it
Yeah.
was supposed to I'm saying because remember like there really wasn't no Vecna for real.
No,
They were
yeah, back
supposed to
to
kill the Mind Flayer while he was
yeah.
Mhm.
supposed to be dead, and the show's
Uh-huh.
supposed to be over.
Harper was dead, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he left a heartbreaking note, leave the door 3 inches wide and stuff like that. And hey, it was supposed to end.
that and thinking about it, like if the show ended like that, it would have
Mm-hmm.
been amazing. Because then
Mm-hmm.
you want to worry about COVID,
Right.
you want to
Hmm.
worry about any sort of strikes, and
Uh-huh.
like you got to remember this show was hampered by that as well. Like I
Yeah.
can't like people say, oh, it's been 10 years. I'm like, dog, like it's some stuff that happened this past 10 years, plus
6 of them
COVID.
was us waiting.
Plus COVID. So like we can't like just negate that fact. Like I vividly remember being in the car listening to some podcast like, oh yeah, it's after like season 3, like, oh yeah, Stranger Things season 4 supposed to come next July, but it got delayed to December. Man, the thing got delayed a whole nother year. So like
Hmm.
so there's just a lot of mitigating factors that were out of everybody's control. So I give them like a little bit of grace with that. However, they could have fixed a lot of the problems that the show has. I feel like some of it um was in service to have all the spin-off stuff. And if they were
Yeah.
taking a lot of their time like writing the other things and and man, and not making the main thing, like you gotta like you can't make the spin-off better than the OG, especially when the spin-off ain't even out yet. You feel what I'm saying? And that's almost like the like the Kmart and Target. It ain't no more Kmart. Target's still around for now, but Kmart been gone. So that's kind of like it's kind of like how I feel that
Yeah.
they're kind of doing this. So I don't know.
My thing too is like spin off. What are we gonna spin off? What are we gonna spin off of? You know, because granted, so there's some things that you know. So did Linda Hamilton, Dr. P, just say, "Ah, dang, she collapsed upside down."
That
Ah,
was, yeah,
all
that
right,
was a
let's
plot
go.
hole. Some people had named like, where did the military go? Y'all done did all this other stuff. Y'all done killed all
Nah,
these soldiers. And that
let's go. You know, and everything like that, and
I'm
it,
choosing to. No, she went away.
okay,
That is I was like, I've made some choices for this
mhm,
show. I was like, you know
mhm.
what, Dr. K, yeah, Dr. K, she
Yeah,
packed up the military because that's really all she was there for, was for
yeah,
11. I'm hoping my other boy, what's the other doctor that was with Dr. Brenner that was helping him therapize in season 2 when the mind flare was on his back.
oh
I
yeah.
choose to believe maybe he had some connects that was able to get them taken care of. See, I was like, I ain't gonna do too much theorizing. I'm just gonna choose it. Like,
I
Dr. K, I didn't even like you. So
Yeah, yeah,
you could go away. Now
yeah.
Vicky, I did like. Where's Vicky? I like Vicky. Vicky's
So,
pleasant. I liked her. She good
so,
people. She Irish. I love it.
so, can we talk about too that a lot of people didn't find this out until the series was over, or in this last set of episodes and stuff, that Stranger Things has loose real world um,
Yeah,
connections or whatever, and you just like, I beg your pardon or whatever.
People
So
don't know history. That's people
right.
don't know the
So people
things.
don't
They
know
just
history. So in the last episode when Harper is having dinner with goddamn, what's her
Joyce.
name? Joyce, excuse me. With Joyce, and he's saying that he got a promotion, he got a new job offer,
Hmm.
he's gonna take it, and he's like, yeah, it's in Montauk, New York. I'm like, okay, cool. So if you do a deep dive and you look up, I believe it's called Project Hero,
Hmm.
based out of Montauk, New York. There is a theory or a rumor believed that during the Cold War of the 70s and 80s or whatever, there were experiments done on children in this military base lab in Montauk, New York. You've actually had Super Duper Stranger Things fans actually go to the base where they're like, this is the entrance to the base. It is permanently sealed because of what people in the town say some supernatural shit was happening. Like for whatever.
Yeah.
Like they say that somehow, like I said, take this for whatever you want. They say that apparently there, like at some point, the military was able to tear a rift into another dimension or something like that, and they saw some shit that happened and said, "No, we need to sew this shit up right now." And they closed everything down, and they were saying that there was experiments done
Mm.
dealing with telepathy and telekinesis and stuff with kids. Take it for what you want. I'm one of the people that believes in art imitates life, and that also where there is smoke, there may be an ember. Not a fire, but an
Yeah,
ember.
yeah. I
Amber.
feel you because
Yeah.
like the first pitch for Stranger Things was supposed to be in Montauk, New York.
Was the
Right.
Montauk
So
Project.
Uh-huh.
That was the name
exactly.
of
So
it.
like that was a
Uh-huh.
whole thing, man. So like their whole motivation was this supposed real life phenomena,
Mm-hmm.
and them like just breadcrumbing that in the finale again leads you to believe that look, they could spin it off this way if they wanted to.
Right.
Could then because right now it's like again, but they're not probably. But hold on, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, because the Duffers are now in Paramount. They're gonna be doing movies now. You know what I'm saying? They're doing movies with Paramount. So, but Stranger Things as an IP, Netflix owns that. So
Yes.
Netflix
Yes.
is going to use Stranger Things IP
Mm-hmm.
like a hooker on the point, and they are going to be out here slinging that Stranger Things to anybody who got a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Couple
Got that
dollars
straight.
gets crazy.
You got that Stranger Things, baby. You got that Stranger
She
Thing
said,
verse,
"Hey,
baby.
hey, 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 big boy, I see you.
Got that
Just
Stranger.
walking and strutting, Stranger Thing booty is just shaking and hanging out. Everybody come to get some of that Stranger
Got
Thing.
that thing. You got them Stranger Thing verse, baby. Come on, baby. Give me that Stranger Thing verse, baby. Come on, give me that give me that strange verse, baby. That's all I want. That strange verse. And I mean, so we already know at the end of the year, near the end of the year, there's already one spinoff, animated.
Mm.
Stranger Things Tales from '85 is coming out.
Blah blah
That's
blah.
Mhm.
Between seasons 2 and 3, I don't really care. Um, I gotta wrap.
Rashad, I don't know if you saw that, but Rashad did say that, and I like looking forward to things too. And apparently, there is a Walk 'em Down Wheeler, spinoff. Who knows, whatever. But
Yeah, it's
if
it's it's it's
there's been
it's a
so many.
and that's why I said like Stranger Things about to be hoard out, and they're gonna do the thing where just like Star Wars is right now, that could easily be Stranger Things in the next 7 years, and it could be a good thing if they do it right, it can be good. If not, it can just be a canon filled mess. Yeah. Closing thoughts.
go ahead, Nadia.
Please, I hope they since I don't want to have to go to New York or London to see the first Shadow. If we're gonna whore anything out, please make that into a film that is
Yeah,
accessible to everyone. I would like to see it. I would, and not
Should
on
have been
YouTube in some
accessible.
grainy. I can't do the YouTube video. It's too much. It's too much. It's overstimulating me. I need like an
So
actual,
you need a
like I said,
production.
I
you
need I
you want a
spend the money.
Hamilton type production for
yeah,
that play.
Yeah,
Like Disney Plus did with Hamilton, where they
yeah,
put Hamilton
yeah,
on Disney Plus to
give
see it. Yeah,
me something because I would like you said. I mean, I am interested in seeing the backstory, but like I said,
Like a
overall,
Medea play on VHS.
shut the hell up.
That's
I watched them.
that's
I
been
watched
dubbed
them once
four
a year.
times already. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Ain't
Gotcha.
it?
All right.
But not like how they doing it on YouTube. And then they keep snatching it off. I'm like, bro, I was only 15 minutes in. Come on, man. But yeah, overall, like I said, enjoy the series. I hope the actors go on. They grew up. All the flashbacks of them being little baby Stranger Things kids. I was like, oh man, y'all was really some kids out here. Y'all done grew up and done made all the Stranger Things money. I hope everybody still gets jobs. I enjoyed the series, and I told a few people this. The last episode is probably going to be one of my put on and paint. I just have in the background. A couple of those are like coming to America, trading places. we'll add this to the thing, just put it in the back and just be like, oh yeah, that was a good time. And obviously everybody's talking about the nostalgia that was brought up when they were watching Stranger Things. Every season premiere, I've been deployed. That's how it's like
Oh wow,
that's how I tie Stranger Things. Every time I have left America, a
America,
season came out.
America, America.
I was like,
Right.
dang. I was like, so I think that I liked it. I think it ended well. Shout out to them, Duffer Brothers. Epic got North Carolina.
I guess my closing thoughts was it was a fun ride for what it was. It was fun, it was nostalgic, it was vibes for me. I think it's cool that you have a younger generation have a show that when they get to like our age and stuff, Rashad and Nadia, they can be like, man, you remember when it was a time to be alive when Stranger Things, was out and everything like that. So, it was a show that was great. It was vibes. I loved it for what it was. It's a damn shame it took it's a 10-year process for 5 seasons, but hey, ish happens. But I enjoyed it for what it was. Shout out to all of the crew and the cast for giving this show the reverence and it deserved, and also for the Duffer Brothers for even coming up to do something that paid homage to a time that I remember. Because the entire series, I was like that Leonardo DiCaprio me. Ooh, 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 ooh. I remember that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You see that? Oh man, it's a Rainbow Bright poster back there. So, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to that. And for me to live out, oh God, what the hell? For me to have, what the hell is that? For my childhood
You're
memory.
being attacked by dark matter.
Whatever. So yeah, so shout out to that.
Nah, man. I really echo what Tony's saying. Um, I just got one word for y'all moving forward, man. Like, don't take these type of things too serious. Like, the more you have fun with the thing is great. Some things are meant to be overanalyzed to the nth degree. For example, pluribus. We're meant to overanalyze that. Severance, we're meant to overanalyze that. Um, Andor, we're meant to overanalyze that. Even some Game of Thrones, we're meant to overanalyze that. But like this, nah, this is like two tiers down from that. So just make sure that we okay, I'll be inclusive. We need to make sure that we have realistic expectations when it comes to the things that we watch and we love. That's it, man. But yeah, that's all I got for this. All we got for this, man. I appreciate the triumvirate. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. We'll be back. I don't know, man. I don't know if we're gonna be back. What, Wonder Man?
Just
No, nigga,
The
I'm
Seven
lying.
Kingdoms. The
I'm
Seven Kingdoms.
lying. I know we're gonna be back. I know next week. We got the next. We'll be back. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Game of Thrones. It's gonna be so good. Tony got the flag. I got House Targaryen. Hey man. Join us, the Wester Bros. I'm not sure if Nadia's gonna be on it with us, but yeah, but if she wants to, she's more than welcome. But yes,
Oh,
love
we
Nadia.
will be
Back.
it's about to be so fucking good, yo. I can't even explain how much fun I'm about to have doing this.
ah,
I can't wait, man. We tried to tell y'all like last week we did the what we
oh
excited
man.
about. Game of
Yeah.
Thrones content is our most fun content to make.
Yes.
I'm
You
telling you. And
you
it
about to see
and
us
it's
in
almost
all.
zero effort to do it.
You
Because
about to
that's
see
how
us in
much
our
quality the
black,
show be. And
glorious.
it's gonna give us so much stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Um, until the next time. You got you using your new mic, Naughty? Or are you still using your old junk?
Nothing in my house is charged right now, Rashadi. Leave me alone.
Dang,
Um,
man.
Hey, Rashad, question was my mic better for the last episode? I just want to make
Yeah, yeah, it
sure.
was great. It
Okay.
was me that
Okay.
was lower, ironically.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had to have the mic, close to my mouth.
the call.
Gotta rock the mic, Rashad. Come join the girls in the morning with me.
The girls with a W.
Girls.
Girls.
The girls.
All right,